name is Jon Holt. I'm currently delivering MBSE courses on behalf of the High Tech Institute in the Netherlands. I'm usually based in the UK. I'm the director of a company called Scarecrow Consultants Limited, and our business is model-based systems engineering. Model-based systems engineering is everything that we do. I've spent my whole career, so for the last 30 plus years, deploying and instructing people and mentoring people on how to use MBSE in their companies. I'm also involved with INCOSE, the International Council on Systems Engineering. I'm the current technical director of INCOSE UK. I'm also a professor of systems engineering at Cranfield University in the UK, and I've had 18 books published on the subject of model-based systems engineering. It's applicable to many different organisations. I would argue any engineering-based organisation where they're engineering complex systems, for example. Also where they're having problems communicating, either in-house or with their clients, with people they're collaborating with, or with suppliers. And also it increases your understanding of things. You'll be surprised how the act of modelling actually forces you to think about things. It forces you to answer particular questions. And there's nothing wrong with using a text-based approach for defining things, but a model-based approach is more rigorous. One of the key points about a model-based approach is all of the information that we need to know to realise our system successfully, or to put it another way, to do systems engineering successfully, is contained in one conceptual location. It's contained in what we refer to as a model. So rather than all our information being spread across a disparate set of documents, which could be hundreds, if not thousands of documents, so just the management of that alone is very difficult. But more importantly, the consistency of the underlying information is incredibly difficult to maintain when it's spread across so many sources. When we bring it together into one conceptual location and we make sure that information is consistent, that's what we refer to as a model. And that's why model-based systems engineering is so important, I would say, in this day and age. And also, it's very beneficial to just about every organisation involved with the development of complex systems, whether they're cars, whether they're aeroplanes, trains, whether it's medical devices, semiconductors, power, any sorts of industries. We've had great success applying it in all of these areas, plus more. The benefits will include giving you a set of techniques, giving you a set of practices to follow that are going to help you manage and control complexity in your systems. It's going to help you communicate with people within your organisation, with collaborative organisations, and also your customers and suppliers. And it's going to increase your understanding of your own systems, plus other systems that you might need to interact with a great deal. The course at the moment that we're delivering on behalf of the High Tech Institute is 3 days in duration. The basic composition is day one. It's mainly talking and discussing key concepts that we need to understand. So in the morning we discuss the fundamental need for model-based systems engineering and why, rather than this being just a good idea, it's an essential in today's industry. So we talk about things like complexity, we talk about communication, we talk about understanding, and we introduce the concepts of a model and therefore the concepts of model-based systems engineering. In the afternoon of day one, we talk about modelling, the act of modelling, what that gives us. So we talk about structural modelling, behavioural modelling, levels of abstraction, and so on. So day one is fairly standard. We cover some, a set of material. Days 2 and 3, we take what we learned on day one and we put it into practice. Obviously, we've got a structure to the course at that point, but it's mainly group exercises. So it will be me explaining different concepts. So for example, at the beginning of day 2, we start to talk about the importance of consistency and how we guarantee consistency across an entire system. We then start to do a set of exercises that allows the group to split into 3 teams of usually 4 people if we have a full course, and then they carry out exercises and they can see for themselves actually how these techniques work. In the afternoon of day 2, we focus on how do we configure our systems? How do we do things like interface modelling on our systems? So a very popular subject, one that's essential to just about every organisation. Day 3, we spend the majority of the day talking about needs modelling, which encompasses requirements, capability modelling, goal modelling. And again, we do a set of group exercises with small teams, and it really drives home the importance of these techniques, but also it gives people a bit of experience on how to use them and what the benefits are going to be for them.
Yeah.
We wrap up Day 3 with bringing everything that we've been talking about so far, the exercises, the discussions we've had, and we talk about how we can put this approach in place. So things like frameworks, process sets, and so on. And that's a nice rounder because it brings together everything that we've been talking about in the last 3 days. But the wallpaper is interesting because as we go through, particularly days 2 and days 3, we generate lots of information, lots of material. It's obviously referred to as wallpaper by just about everybody because we can cover any size room within 3 days with the flip charts. A few of these are done by me at the front. So for example, I'll be explaining different concepts here, but the majority of what we can see here are done by the groups. These are done as part of the team exercises. We can put them on the wall, we can demonstrate consistency between them. It gives them a good real output to take away from them. Obviously, as part of the course, they're free to take photos of what we've done or make sketches or whatever they want to do. But it helps really put into practice what we've been talking about on day 1 and then throughout the rest of the course. It's fine listening to somebody like me talk about MBSE, but until you've tried it for yourself, you can't really appreciate the full set of benefits. So that's why we do the exercises. It really drives home the value of using these techniques and also the practicality of using these techniques. Obviously, in reality, you'd be using computer-based tools, but there's nothing to stop you just using pen and paper. It's that powerful that just by sketching some things out over a couple of days, like we've been doing a few simple exercises, can yield a great deal of value to your systems engineering activities.